Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe.
So we're reading again this verse from yesterday, were there? Verse 31?
Yeah, 31?
Yes.
Wow.
Verse 31. Shri Vilapa Kusumanjali. O Sunetre, fair-eyed girl, will I soon worship your lotus feet by carefully putting jeweled ankle bells on them and worship the petals.
सुनीता, ए सुनीता, उसमें एक चम्मच नहीं डालोगे तो कैसे पियेंगे कॉफी? उसमें डालो ना एक चम्मच उसमें आग वहां पर है ना पीछे वाले बाल्टी. गजब बात है.
And worship the petals of these lotuses, your toes, with your dearest toe rings. Will I soon worship your waist, which is Mohan's matchless love seat, with a golden sash of jingling bells. O Sunetre, fair-eyed girl, will I soon worship your lotus feet by carefully putting jeweled ankle bells on them and worship the petals of these lotuses, your toes, with your dearest toe rings. Will I soon...
Who is telling this? What telling? Tori. Meditation in Tori. All what we meditate, all depend on that. What we put the time, we achieve that. If I meditate for A, I will never receive B. If I need B, then I have to meditate on B. So, Tulsi is meditating on the toenail and putting the
ankle bells.
Means meditation is speed. Go on.
Will I soon worship your waist, which is Mohan's matchless love seat, with a golden sash of jingling bells. Notes. First, Sri Raghunath has a vision in his Swarupavish, and then he prays for devotional service in his external consciousness. In this way, it varies. The sadhaka does not concoct his own path.
You know, concoct other any ideas. Yeah, what you want to do? You want to do, fix the mind there. Not concoct other ideas and fix there for my benefit.
The sadhaka does not concoct his own path, and he does not want his independent conceptions. He depends on the words of the Acharyas.
Yeah. Realize what is realized before. That is the only easy way. Other ideas can confuse us. Go on.
His prayers will be very pure when he serves the Goswami's syllables by hearing and chanting them. Each of these syllables is filled with the flavor of worship and the great eagerness with which their voices were filled when they offered these prayers. There is a merciful blessing for those who serve these syllables. Srila Rupa Goswami closed off his beautiful prayer named Chatu Pushpanjali with the following benediction. Anyone who recites this prayer, dedicating it to the Queen of Vrindavana, Sri Radhika, will certainly become the object of her mercy. Radha Dasya Bhajan cannot be performed in mundane consciousness, and it should not depend on any external condition. The words of the Goswamis are very powerful, for they will remove our material consciousness and cause our hearts to be absorbed in Sri Radha's devotional service. Sri Raghunath floats into the kingdom of Leela on the waves of his prayers. Tulasi worships Sri Radhika's lotus feet with ankle bells. The word Abhyache in this text means formal worship, which usually means regular worship of the deity in the temple with incense, flowers, bath, and so on. So it is quite unusual to worship with ankle bells, waist belts, toe rings, etc. But such are the ingredients of worship in the transcendental kingdom of Radha and Mohan's pastimes. Sometimes, when Sri Radhika goes out at night to meet Mohan, she wraps her cloth around her ankle bells to stifle them. Why doesn't she take them off altogether? Because she wants to make them jingle later when she approaches the trysting kunja, so that Mohan can hear her coming. Mohan will be so eager for her to come that he stares down the road for her at every moment, always imagining that he hears her footsteps when he hears the dry leaves falling from the trees. So these ankle bells are meant to drive him mad Also, during intimate pastimes, they drive him mad. So, they are the best possible ingredients for this formal worship. And Tulasi is the priest who performs that worship. The jeweled ankle bells are shimmering on Sri Radhika's beautiful lotus feet. Tulasi says, how will you make the rasa dance glorious without having your jingling ankle bells on? You have to madden your hero, don't you? Swamini shows the thoughts on her mind through her artistic dancing. The ankle bells jingle along with every gesture she makes during the dance. The hero dances with the heroine, and different musical instruments make waves of sound. The bangles, waist bells, and ankle bells all resound on their limbs. The more ecstatic the gopis dance, the louder their ankle bells jingle. Mohan plays his flute, and the jingling of Swamini's ankle bells enhances the sweetness of his flute playing. Suddenly, one of these ankle bells falls off so that Mohan's flute does not sound so sweet anymore.
See? Tuning is disturbed. Wow.
It is as if something is missing. Mohan looks in all four directions and then finds out
Four direction means one direction is not. Mohan is looking four directions. Before was one direction. Only playing flute for Swami. But now he starts looking four directions. Like us. Meditation is one. One.
Mohan looks in all four directions and then finds out that one ankle bell is missing on Swamini's feet. Mohan then tucks his flute in his belt and hangs the ankle bell back on Swamini's foot with both his hands. Now his flute sounds as sweet as before.
Yeah. Oh. And mind is also fixed. Changing is also important. Yeah.
Sometimes a kinkari may also put the ankle bell back while Swamini dances and dances. While Tulasi,
But you see the Swami, if it is not one ankle bell is missing, after mind is not changed, fixed. Her mind is fixed. She never divorced.
Ella, aunque solo tenía una campanilla, su mente no se desvió, ella siguió avanzando, porque su mente no se desvió. Ella no paró de danzar.
Yeah. She don't bother
Ella no se
with tuning or not.
está sonando, no está
She is so much in tuning
ella está tan
and fixed with mind.
fija en su mente,
She don't care anything.
que ella no se preocupa de nada más que ser.
Yeah. Hmm.
while Tulasi
mientras Tulasi
makes Swamini
hizo
relish this rasa.
saborear este vaso.
She puts
Ella coloca
the jeweled ankle bells
las
on her feet. The aspirant devotee
devotas
should also
deben
have some experience
tener la visión
while he meditates
mientras que meditan
on his devotional service.
en sus
The flavor of Vraja
el sabor de Braya
is transcendental,
es
and as long as there is even a whiff of material consciousness in the heart,
en el cuerpo.
these realizations
Estas realizaciones
cannot be experienced.
no pueden ser experimentadas.
Yahoo! Again.
The aspirant devotee should also have some experience while he meditates
Mientras
on his devotional service. The flavor of Vraja is transcendental,
es
and as long as there is even a whiff of material consciousness
una cosa
in the heart,
en el
these realizations
estas realizaciones
cannot be experienced.
no pueden ser experimentadas.
Underline.
The aspirant should nicely follow the process of hearing and chanting
Y cantar
with great attachment and without
y sin
committing offenses.
cometer ofensas.
And the more purified
Mientras
he gets, the more his heart will become like a crystal
se volverá
that will reflect the rasa of Vraja.
en casa.
Although we may be practicing bhajan for a long time, still feelings of love or rati may not arise due to bad luck
Debido a la mala
or because
o
we contaminate
hemos contaminado
our hearts
personas
by committing sins and offenses.
y ofensas.
Bhajan is the means and the goal. We do bhajan
Eso
to attain
para
only more bhajan. Srila Narottam Das Thakur sings, when bhajan is ripe, it is called prema bhakti,
se llama
Yeah.
prema bhakti.
and when it is unripe,
Y cuando
it is called sadhana bhakti.
se llama
Yeah.
sadhana.
This is the essential definition
Es la especial
of devotion.
de la devoción.
Yahoo!
How wonderfully Srila Raghunath Das Goswami was fixed in his bhajan. He was always floating in an ocean of uninterrupted meditation on the Rasika pastimes of the Yugala Kishore. Raghunath's discipline was like the line carved in a stone. While she makes Swamini dive in the ocean of Shama Rasa, Tulasi puts the jeweled ankle bells on, calling her Sunetre, girl with beautiful eyes, seeing the wonderful blooming beauty
Belleza
of her eyes.
de sus ojos,
The eye
el ojo
that sees Mohan
que veamos
is Sunayana, a good eye, but the gopis
pero es
will never call
una
that eye
es
that does not see Mohan
que no veamos
a beautiful eye.
una
Rather, they will curse
ellos lo van a
such an eye. Mohan's moon-like face is the abode
es la
of his nectarian
de sus nectarios
flute song
de la
and the birthplace of natural
del natural,
nectarian beauty. What is the use
cuál es el
of the eye
de
that does not see him? Let a thunderbolt fall on it. The gopis cannot imagine that there can be any other use
que no puede tener
of the eye than seeing Mohan.
sino ver amor.
Therefore, they say,
Ella
in Srimad Bhagavat,
in Srimad
we do not know of any other greater fruit for the eyes. O Sunetre, your very beautiful eyes attract even Mohan, although he himself can attract everyone's hearts. Tulasi serves Swamini by crystallizing Mohan before her with her Rasika descriptions.
Understand it? Explain this. Read 1-2 times and explain. Read again.
Yes. Mohan's moon-like face is the abode of his nectarian flute song and the birthplace of natural nectarian beauty. What is the use of the eye that does not see him? Let a thunderbolt fall on it. The gopis cannot imagine that there can be any other use of the eye than seeing Mohan. Therefore, they say in Srimad Bhagavat, we do not know of any other greater fruit for the eyes. O Sunetre, your beautiful eyes attract even Mohan, although he himself can attract everyone's hearts. Tulasi serves Swamini by crystallizing Mohan before her with her Rasika descriptions.
Explain. There are two eyes. One is gopi eyes. One is Krishna eyes. Oh, and one is Radhika eyes. And there are difference in these eyes. That difference, what is that? That to feel and understand. There are three eyes. One is Gopi eyes, one is Radhika eyes, and one is Krishna eyes. Again, try to go in. That way you will understand. How much mercy is there of realization that has to go into understanding. Go on. Again repeat.
Yeah. Mohan's moon-like face is the abode of his nectarian flute song and the birthplace of natural nectarian beauty. What is the use of the eye that does not see him?
Sorry, before that, what is the line? This is a separate paragraph?
Yes. I'll read the one about this. This is a continuation of this paragraph. While Tulasi makes Swamini dive in the ocean of Shyamarasa, Tulasi puts the jeweled ankle belts on, calling her Sunetre.
Yeah, calling her Sunetre. You are missing it. Her eyes is Sunetre. Go on.
Seeing the wonderful, blooming beauty of her eyes, the eye that sees Mohan is a Sunayana, a good eye.
Good eye.
But the gopis will never call that eye that does not see Mohan a beautiful eye.
That's your point.
Rather,
This word line are missing. Again from here.
rather,
Again repeat.
okay. While she makes Swamini dive in the ocean of Shyamarasa,
She is living in Samarasa.
ella vive en Siam.
Her eyes is fixed for Shama.
Los ojos de cada
That is
Siamara.
Samarasa.
Eso se llama Siamaras. Solo está viviendo en
Her eyes name is
Sunetre.
Sune.
los ojos se llaman
No need to bother to fix it. She doesn't meditate on that. Always this meditation is there.
siempre está meditando en ese objeto.
Jita dekho tati Sham mein. Where she see only Sham, she see nothing else.
Ya ve hasta su vida, cuando quiera que viva.
This is top eye,
Ese es el
fixed eye.
tipo más elevado de ojos.
The eye
El ojo,
that sees Mohan
el Mohan,
is a Sunayana.
es un sueño.
No, from beginning,
Yeah.
from
While she makes Swamini
Ella
dive
se sumerge.
in the ocean of Shamarasa,
El
Yeah.
océano de Siamaras.
from here. She always is Shamara.
Porque ella está siempre en Siamaras.
No other is rasa for her. That's it, Shamara. Go on.
while she makes Swamini dive in the ocean
Se sumerge.
of Shamarasa,
Siamaras.
Tulasi puts the jeweled ankle belts on
Las joyas, las rodilleras enjolladas y
She bind herself, her heart, in her ankle belt.
ella amarra su corazón
You see? Because your eyes is fixed for him, I want to fix you.
porque
four
tus
eyes.
ojos están fijos en ti, yo quiero estar fijo en tus pies. Entonces, cuando pones-
I have to learn from you to how you fix, live in Samarasa.
Yo tengo que aprender
I
de ti cómo tú
bind
vives en Siamaras.
myself, my heart in your ankle belt.
Yo coloco, me
Like
amarro
this.
mi corazón en esas rodilleras que tú estás
Rum,
colocando,
rum, 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 rum,
donde están sonando
in your lotus feet.
en tus pies.
I want to dance in your lotus feet.
Yo quiero danzar en tus
Fix,
pies.
I bind in
Por eso lo estoy amarrando.
my
Yo tengo
heart,
mi corazón.
myself in your
Ella
lotus
misma, ella misma se está colocando.
I want to fix similar way my eyes in your lotus.
Yo quiero fijar
while she makes Swamini
cuando ella hace
dive in the ocean
su
of Shamarasa,
Siamaras
Tulasi
y la hace
puts the jeweled ankle belts on, calling her Sunetre.
When my eyes will become like you, that my
Cuando
eyes
mis ojos se
is
volverán
only
como
fixed for you.
están. Cuando así como te estás fijando,
That I
yo
want
solo
to
estoy
learn.
fijando.
I bind myself in your lotus.
Cuando podríamos darme mi propio ser,
Mm.
Calling her Sunetre,
llamándola Suniti,
seeing the wonderful,
mirando qué maravilloso
blooming beauty
es la floreciente belleza
of her eyes.
de sus ojos.
The eye
El ojo
that sees Mohan
que ve a Mohan
is a Sunayana,
es un sueño,
a good eye,
un buen ojo,
but the gopis
pero las gopis
will never call
nunca llamarán
that eye
a ese ojo
that does not see Mohan
que no vea
a beautiful eye.
un ojo.
Rather,
Al contrario,
they will curse
lo van a maldecir
such an eye.
a tal tipo de ojos que no.
Mohan's moon-like face
La cara de él
is the abode
es la
of his nectarian flute song and the birthplace of natural nectarian beauty. What is the use of the eye
el uso de los ojos
that does not see him?
que no, de que sirven los ojos que no lo ven a
Sri
él.
Radhe,
Dios,
understand?
¿entienden esto?
Clear or not?
¿Está claro?
Huh?
I understood what you said previously, but this one, what's written here makes sense, but
Same meaning, sense no meaning, feeling meaning. Sense with knowledge, intelligently
Yes.
I sense it. What is that? That has to
Lo que hay
explain.
aquí, más allá de los sentidos,
So
I
the
say you
es
explain
los
it.
sentimientos. Por eso les digo, explícalo.
So the gopis are saying that
las gopis están
the eye that doesn't see
que los ojos que no ven
Krishna's face is not a good eye.
no son bonitos.
That eye is correct.
Huh?
They want to curse.
Curse the
Vilapa.
eye.
Entonces ellos maldicen esos ojos que no ven la belleza de donde
Right.
emana
Yes.
esa maravillosa.
And what Radhika is seeing.
Que dice Radhika,
What is Radhika eye?
only fix in Krishna,
Yes.
Huh?
only fix in Syamara,
And what is Manjari eye?
the feet of Radhika.
Only one.
¿Y dónde están los ojos de la mujer? Los pies de
Use
Radhika.
your feeling, bro.
¿Dónde están los ojos de Radhika en Syamara? ¿Dónde están los ojos de
Understanding is mental thing. Feeling is heart thing. Now, see that.
Radhika?
Read and feel it.
Siempre.
From there you will read and all have to feel.
Todos
Feel
los
that
sentidos,
way.
siempre.
This is Bhav-ullas. How Bhav-ullas will happen when I will not practice feeling, understanding not. We have to go in feeling to realize it. How I will get Bhav-ullas Rati? If I know understand this small thing. These are the basic.
So indirectly, the gopis are cursing our eyes because we don't want to see Krishna, we want to see Radha.
Huh?
Indirectly, the gopis curse our eyes as manjaris because we don't want to see Mohan, we want to see Radha.
I don't understand. You are talking about Gopi or Manjari?
Now what Gopi, what he was reading, that the eyes should be cursed who don't see Krishna.
No, this is not that.
Yeah.
Read.
Can you read it? The gopis?
The eye that sees Mohan is Sunayana, a good eye. But the gopis will never call that eye that does not see Mohan a beautiful eye. Rather, they will curse such an eye. Mohan's moon-like face is the abode
Abode of Gopis. This is not Manjari. Gopis are not Manjari. Then how you say that? Gopis are not Manjari.
I said
His
that the,
abode is Krishna.
what I said is that the gopis are cursing indirectly our eyes as manjaris because
Not Manjari. Why you say Manjari? Here Gopi things. No mix up here.
but we, as our feeling we are manjaris.
No, not feel. Feel the Gopi eyes. Manjari eyes is mentioned with Radhika. Why you bring to Gopi and Manjari? No comparison. Ourselves, we no need to comparison. We have to understand and we have to feel it. Difference. First understand and feel it from there, that feeling. Then clear will be happen. If you no feel it, only understand, you will not understand.
feel how the gopis feel, how Radhika feels, how
Yeah,
Manjaris feel.
yeah. You have to feel. Understand one thing and the feeling go in feeling, then it will be your subject.
How the different classes of people are thinking.
Yeah,
Feeling.
classes, that you understand. Which class I am and which stage I am.
Right.
Is a feeling. Intelligence, only understanding will not work. Subject is something, I will understand something. I will not take their feeling. What you want to say?
No, perhaps it's just written like this to say that really Radhika's eyes are the most beautiful because she has a gopi at most fixed. Krishna, so her eyes mostly
Full.
Radhika's.
Yeah.
She's most fixed.
More fit. And Manjari,
Uh,
binding ankle back to, I want to be your lotus feet binding myself.
Entonces, eso es la
It's
más
in you.
que están fijos observando se amarras. Y la Manjari
My
se
eyes has to more
está
fixed in you.
en tu corazón.
And Gopi has abode is Krishna.
Y para las gopis enamoradas de Krishna,
Gopi cannot be a Manjari
las gopis no pueden ser manjaris.
because his sadhana is Gopi Bhav.
Su sadhana es el de gopi bhav.
Our own pointedness comes from Radhika is our teacher, no? So our own pointedness comes from her
Yeah.
Nuestra-
serving her, so she crystallizes her feelings. This way we learn.
Understand. Feel it if you want to make subject. This is the major subject.
Ese es el tema muy
This will give you other understanding and realization
realización, siempre, siempre.
of Bhava. I say what I understand. Others will
Yo digo que
yeah. Each word from you.
So our interest is really in serving Swami in such a way that she remembers,
But we have to know.
How?
First, I have to understand.
right?
And then what I have to practice. If I don't practice, Mahajan says something, I will do something. And we don't know where we are going.
Gurudev is like Radhika is inside the ocean of Syama Ras,
Hmm.
and Manjari submerged her, put into inside, but she's already inside, but she submerged, dive deeply, but she's already all the time inside the ocean. Manjari mood bring the remembrance of Krishna, make her submerge, like dive, but she's already inside all the time.
Where?
In the ocean, in this ocean of Syama Ras,
Who?
right?
And other? Other is who? Other?
What's your question? What is
No. That she's already inside the ocean. The Manjaris make her dive in deeply, like go deeply, but she's already permanently in the ocean. Yes. It's not that you are visiting the ocean and just touch it from outside. She's inside, but Manjaris make her to dive deeply to create the remembrance of Shyam.
You follow Gurudev?
Yeah, clear. I agree. She is a pujarin, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was also thinking.
What is the pujarin? They are living in two Priya and Pritam.
That is in those concepts.
So he is right. Yeah. But at the same time, she put the ankle back to Radha.
Ella coloca las rodilleras en la
After this ocean,
después de esta.
I want to be with you.
Yo quiero estar contigo. En verdad, ¿cómo estás profundamente?
This is my,
Esto es mío.
you what do, but I do this.
Hagas lo que hagas, pero yo quiero hacer esto.
My eyes is only for you.
Mis ojos son solo para ti.
Read again. See that? Good realization. She is pujarin. And underline this very important thing. You have to underline without telling.
Por eso,
While she makes Swamini
mientras él
dive in the ocean
dive in the ocean
of Shamaras,
of Syama,
Because she is pujarin.
Tulasi
You write from there.
yes,
No, go on. You read.
Tulasi
Tulasi
puts the jeweled ankle bells on.
No. Up more.
He was how wonderfully
maravilloso.
Which one do you want me to read, brother?
On this upper two lines,
While she makes Swamini dive in the ocean of Shamaras,
Mientras ella hace que
or more up.
more up.
More up. How wonderfully Srila Raghunath Das Goswami was fixed in his bhajan. He was always floating in an ocean of uninterrupted meditation on the Rasika pastimes of the Yugala Kishore. Raghunath's discipline was like the line carved in a stone. While she makes Swamini dive in the ocean of Shamaras, Tulasi puts the jeweled ankle bells on,
Mientras ella hacía que se sumergiera, le colocó las tobilleras a los pies de Radha,
calling her
llamándola
Sunetre,
Sunit,
seeing the wonderful
mirando que es
blooming beauty
belleza floreciente
of her eyes.
de sus ojos.
There is one word,
Hay una palabra.
she is a pujari. Very
Yeah,
good.
that is yes, that is much before.
Es algo de eso.
Connect from there. Pujari means this.
Y ya le quiere decir que esta
Sri Raghunath
ciudad Raghunath
floats
flota
into the kingdom of Leela
en el reino del Lila,
on the waves of prayer.
en las olas de sus
Tulasi
las
worships
ahora
Sri Radhika's lotus feet
los pies de lotus
with ankle bells.
con sus ella adora con sus
The word
tobilleras.
abhyarche in this text means
La palabra abiache en este texto significa
formal worship.
una oración
You
formal,
see, formal worship. Normal worship.
una oración
Radhak Day worship.
en el cuerpo externo.
Worship like a breath.
Which usually means
Esto usualmente significa
regular worship of the deity
una oración regular de la deidad
in the temple
en el templo,
with incense,
con incienso,
flowers,
flores,
bath, and so on.
baño.
So it is quite unusual
Así que es inusual
to worship with ankle bells,
adorar con
waist
vida,
bells,
con tobilleras,
toe rings,
con anillos en
etc.
los pies.
but such are the ingredients
Pero estos son los ingredientes
of worship
de la oración
in a transcendental kingdom
en el reino.
Mansi Seva. That's it. Mansi Seva.
Ese es el
From mind.
manas, desde la mente, oración con la mente.
I'm putting you anchor there.
Estoy colocando
Hmm.
sometimes
alguna
when Sri Radhika
cuando Sri Radhika
goes out
sale
at night
en la noche
to meet Mohan,
para encontrarse con Mohan.
she wraps her cloth around
Ella amarra sus ropas alrededor
her ankle
de
bells
sus toallas.
She
just like,
put the ankle bar and she wrap it up.
Ella coloca sus toalleras y luego le pone tela alrededor para que no se
Yeah.
to stifle them.
apretarnos.
Why doesn't she take them off altogether?
Porque ella no se
Because she wants to make them
ella quiere que
jingle later.
suene
When she approaches
cuando ella se aprime
the Tristan Kunja
al lugar de encuentro.
so that Mohan
Así,
can hear her coming. Mohan will be so eager
él está tan entusiasmado
for her to come
de ella
that he stares down the road
que fuerza
For her.
al camino para ver cuando ella llegue.
at every moment,
Y en cada momento
always imagining
siempre imagino
that he hears her footsteps
que él
when he hears
cuando él
the dry leaves
incluso
falling from the trees. So these ankle bells
así
are meant to drive him mad.
que su mente se vuelva loca.
Also, during intimate pastimes,
Durante los íntimos
they drive him mad.
ella lo vuelve loca.
So these
Así,
are the best possible ingredients
esos son los mejores
for this formal worship.
para esto.
And Tulasi is the priest
You see?
Gracias.
who performs this worship.
Yeah. Priest means the controller of the temple is the priest.
Quien controla el templo es el sacerdote, ella es la sacerdotisa.
Of this But her mind
pero su mente
is fixed in ankle bells of
está ahí
Radhika.
en las
Eyes,
rodillas,
everything.
los ojos, todo.
Not
No,
living in ocean,
ella
but
vive
mind is there,
pero la mente está ahí.
right?
So this worship can be performed nicely.
Así que esta oración
Mind is not, the eyes is not diverting in ocean.
están distraídos en el océano.
Eyes is fixed in the feet of Radhika. This is Manjari Bhav.
Los ojos de Tulsi están fijos en el océano, sino en los pies de Radha, que eso se llama no están distraídos.
Yeah, Radha. Huh? Very beautiful. Clear? From there underline. Then understanding will, if we have a good luck, it's clear, our life will be clear cut. Understanding will be. Yeah. What is Manjari Bhav? What is Radhika eyes? What is Manjari eyes? What is Gopi eyes? What is Krishna eyes? Mind has to act here and go in that feeling, what you like. Not confused here and there, Sai Bhava not come. You have to start from Pujari, more than that. If you like, if you want to understand and to feel it, do it.
Shri Raghunath,
Her mercy of Kirtan, she is singing and it's flowing to me. When I am listening, I don't understand what I am listening. When I meditate, it's clear to me. I say, wow, so wonderful. But I have to go in this flow, then it's clear. Now it's clear. Manjari's eyes is also mentioned. 3 eyes I see, 4 eyes are there. See? And more. How many times you listen, more in understanding. You are a student. You have to learn on this. So no speculate without that. If you want, fix your nature, fix your eyes, fix your feeling. You have to be careful. Yeah. You cannot change the eyes of them. They are more elevated, but where my position, I have to fix it by listening that. How mercy. Baba is giving, surprising. Go on.
Shri Raghunath floats into the kingdom of Leela on the waves of his prayers. Tulasi worships Shri Radhika's lotus feet with ankle bells.
Underline that.
The word
Radhika worship, Tulsi worship Radhika with ankle bells. This 4 lines has to underline. Underline.
Yes.
Why? She is fixed there. Why not he put in ocean, then Krishna ankle bell? Pujari will do first Krishna, then Radhika. Nowhere. Go on.
Tulasi worships Sri Radhika's lotus feet with ankle bells. The word Abhyarche in the text means formal worship, which usually means regular worship of the deity in the temple with incense, flowers, bath, and so on. So it is quite unusual to worship with ankle bells, waist bells, toe rings, etc.
It is very difficult. But he do. How he do? Manti. Mente. Yeah.
But such are the ingredients of worship in the transcendental kingdom of Radha and Mohan's pastimes. Sometimes, when Sri Radhika goes out at night to meet Mohan, she wraps her cloth around her ankle bells to stifle them. Why doesn't she take them off altogether? Because she wants to make them jingle later when she approaches the trysting kunja, so that Mohan can hear her coming. Mohan will be so eager for her to come that he stares down the road for her at every moment, always imagining that he hears her footsteps when he hears the dry leaves falling from the trees. So these ankle bells are meant to drive him mad.
You see, Krishna is waiting for Radhika and making mad.
This is the worship.
This is the what? This is the Bhanti Seva.
This is our worship. Also, during intimate pastimes, they drive him mad. So these are the best possible ingredients for this formal worship. And Tulasi is the priest who performs this worship.
Wow. Why to make mad to Krishna? My Swami will be more happy today if he is more mad.
That's also Bahula Sarati.
Yeah. Why they give honey wine to him? To make him mad.
So he doesn't go anywhere else.
How will I? This is normal worship. Pujari. Wow.
The jeweled ankle bells are shimmering on Sri Radhika's beautiful lotus feet.
And Manjari is living in ankle shadow. No one to leave. Yeah.
Charan Seva.
Priya? Yes, Purana.
Yes. Very good.
Go on.
Rasgulla.
Go on. You block by your ecstasy.
The jeweled ankle bells are shimmering on Sri Radhika's beautiful lotus feet.
Shivering.
Están campaneando los hermosísimos pies.
What is shivering? Ecstasy.
Shining.
Manjaris are shivering in Baha'u'llah.
Cuando danza felicidad.
When Krishna becomes mad.
Tulasi says, how will you make the rasa dance glorious without having your jingling ankle belts on? You have to madden your hero, don't you? Swamini,
If you know matter with your ankle belt, I have to give you him honey wine.
Si tú no lo que haces con tus tobillos, me tocará darle vino ahí para que se
Madden,
la locura.
this is the ocean of Manjari.
Ese es el océano.
They do everything.
Ellas hacen cualquier cosa que se necesite
Make him
para
crazy.
que se vuelva loco.
Jaho Raghunath Das Goswami. You have to read many times to teach your bhava.
Tienes que leer eso mucho, muchas veces
If not, then you know relate.
porque si no lo entendemos vamos a relacionar.
Using mind, feeling, not using.
Solo usamos la mente, pero no el sentimiento. No utilizamos esto no entendamos lo que sintamos, no sentimos.
Go in the feelings.
Ir a los sentimientos. No lo entendemos.
Swamini
Swami,
shows the thoughts on her mind
los pies,
through her artistic dancing. The ankle belts jingle along with every gesture
con cada gesto que hace, con cada movimiento que hace
she makes during the dance.
durante la
The hero
y el héroe,
dances with the heroine,
danzando con la heroína
and different musical instruments
y diferentes instrumentos musicales,
make waves of sound.
haciendo
The bangles, waist belts, and ankle belts
cinturones con camillas
all resound
y las campanillas.
on their limbs.
Todos ellos sonaban mismo.
The more ecstatic
Y siempre más extático,
the gopis dance,
ellas danzan
the louder their jingle bells, their ankle bells jingle.
fuerte, el sonido que hace estas campanillas en la mente.
Mohan plays his flute,
Tocaba su flauta
and the jingling
y el sonido
of the Swamini's ankle bells
de las
enhances the sweetness
la dulzura
of his flute playing.
de tocar.
Suddenly,
De repente,
one of these ankle bells
una de esas
falls off, so that Mohan's flute does not sound
no sonaba
so sweet anymore.
tan dulce.
It is as if
Es
something is missing. Mohan
moja.
looks in all four directions and then finds out
Finalmente encontró
that one ankle bell
que una de las tobillas
is missing
estaba perdida
on Swamini's feet.
del cerebro.
Mohan then tucks his flute
Entonces,
in his belt
hizo
and hangs the ankle bells
y recorrió la tobillera
back on Swamini's foot
y los puso de regreso en los pies de Simatikamarani.
with both his hands. And now
Y ahora
his flute
su flauta
sounds as sweet
sonó nuevamente tan dulce
as before.
como antes.
Sometimes
Algunas veces
a kinkari
una quincaru
may also put the ankle bell
puede también poner la campanilla
back
de regreso
while she dances
mientras Simatikamarani está danzando
and dances,
y danza, mientras se danza y danza, mientras danza.
while Tulasi
Mientras que Tulasi
makes Swamini
hace
relish this rasa.
saborea,
She puts
ella coloca
the jeweled ankle bells
la tobillera enrollada
on her feet.
en sus pies.
Swami, that is this rasa. And sometimes Krishna missing that rasa, so he goes.
Algunas veces Krishna escribe, vuelve a reemplazar esto y eso
Wow. Baba ki jai. That's tomorrow. Read many times. Go in that feeling. If you feel all these eyes and feelings, बैठो करो, हम लोग का हो गया। काहे इंटरनेट नहीं चलता है?
पता नहीं किसी ने वायर तोड़ दी कि क्या चल नहीं रहा, तो लोग यहाँ से दिक्कत है। यहाँ पे भी मेरे
How much you want to do, you can do it.
Swamini purposely gives Krishna the opportunity to relish this rasa also. So the ankle does come
He
off.
is not feeling tuning. He starts looking four sides, like us. Out of tuning, when we go, we see four sides. Every jiva is part and parcel of Krishna. Na? He will not see rasa, he sees four sides.
So by putting the ankle that's on her feet when she's dancing, does he also relish this rasa as manjaris? Is that a meaning that we can derive? So when he's putting the ankle that's on Swamini's feet, no? Is he also relishing some of this rasa that the manjaris are relishing when they are putting the ankle bells on her feet? Is that a meaning that we can derive?
Manjari is not see. You see only the tuning. His tuning has to be go, then he will be mad. If his tuning is not there, you and me tuning is not there. What I feel you cannot feel it. But Swami is totally fit. But he is not twin with Swami. So he has madness is not coming. He wants to create more madness.
He needs ankle bells, but Swami doesn't need the ankle bells.
Swami is doing already.
But he's not changed.
He wants to be twin here.
What I'm asking Gurudev is, when he's putting the ankle bells on, is he getting any rasa out of yes, by putting the ankle?
Rasa, when he put this, then dancing with flute playing is rasa.
So that's the only rasa he's getting.
Not Manjari rasa.
Not Manjari rasa. Okay, that's what I was trying to clarify. So his rasa is totally different.
His rasa is to be.
Sorry. Only that rasa.
To twin himself with rasa.
Okay. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, he wants to relish Manjari Bhava also, no?
That is Mahaprabhu teaching to Rupa and Raghunath. And he is giving us for not for Krishna, giving to Jiva.
Jivas. But there is one verse we read in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He also wants to.
You want to relish
relish-
Manjari Bhav.
Yeah,
Why Manjari Bhav? Because they are more
blissful.
living in that. So Mahaprabhu's appearance is to relish this Manjari Bhav. Radha Bhav and Manjari Bhav.
Both.
Some places in different Bhav. Vishnu Bhav, Narayan Bhav, he is but showing to others. But he wants to be in that Bhav, Radha Bhav. You got your, yesterday you left here. You see? We effect with the Vishnu Bhav, Narsinga Bhav. But hidden Bhav, nobody goes. Aishwarya Bhav. To influence this devotee who is out of nowhere.
Narsinga Bhav is no Bhav.
Narsinga Bhav is what? For whom? Kaji. Kaji is a Muslim person who is shopping Niranga.
Yes.
For that, Narsinga. He cannot understand Radha. We worship Narsinga because he has Kaji. We cannot understand love. है ना? We show Narayan Bhav also because they are Kali Durga worshipper. We show that. He becomes Shiva also. But this is all to influence them. To bring in bhakti, good in bhakti, not faith. To become Narsinga Bhakta or Narayana Vishnu Bhakta. We think that Mahaprabhu become Vishnu, then Vishnu Bhakti is the best. That tattva I have to go into understand. It's all teaching. My stages.
Different medicine for different people. Disease to medicine.
How they will understand. Somebody is in too much in mind and philosophy, how to bring in bhakti, devotion. What was the goal of it? Radha Krishna in Manjari Bhav. राधा भाव
He says, Radha is my guru, I am her dancing people.
this Krishna
This Krishna.
who is living inside him, that Krishna is telling. This guy, Sachinanda, he cried line by line. I control him to say more. He cannot talk sometimes.
So much mercy.
He's changing so much. We never understand it. He is blocked with the Shiva Bhakti, na? He was Shiva devotee. He never sing in the front of Krishna. He only sees Shiva singing. Now he changed. Now he changed in Radha Bhakti. The stage is changing. One rasa come, after some philosophy was there, he said, today I will read. He don't want to read that. He said, Gurudev, tomorrow I will read. I said, good. After this, nothing to do. Leave in this way. That has to increase. Brahman Sharir has some previous Sukhi.
Yeah.
And we not get it. And we say, out of that, how I can help others? Brahman are the teachers. They have to realize to give the essence in life.
Gurudev Sachinandan says that, Prabhu Sachinandan said that oneness of Brahman is like gold. But it's gold that is not pure jet. It's gold. Very price metal, but it's gold. But if become Vaishnava, it's like a chain of gold that you can put around the neck and hold it all your life. You can have around your neck. This means this gold become something useful through Vaishnava. Is like a fire and make beautiful chain of gold. Not only metal, but now it's a chain.
Yeah.
Sachinandan.
Without devotion, nothing. Pure devotion. You will be so rich with this, you cannot understand. Understanding with feeling growing. Understanding not work without feeling. And to relish this feeling, that will keep you on. That is bhajan. That is bhajan. Then mantra will be tasteful. Radhe Radhe Go.